So over the weekend, Donald Trump had a series of victories in some primaries and caucuses. Obviously, nothing to the degree that we're probably going to see today on Super Tuesday here. But during the Missouri caucus, Donald Trump's supporters, according to multiple different reports, began attacking verbally supporters of Nikki Haley. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, or maybe you've just forgotten that this is the process, in the caucus, what typically happens, and this is what happens in Missouri, you get all of the people together in a big room, right? It kind of seems like a dumb way to hold elections. I'm sorry, caucuses are kind of dumb. That's my opinion. Maybe you disagree, but I think they're very dumb. So anyway, you get everybody together in a big room, and then you say, okay, all the people that want to vote for this candidate, you go stand over here. All the people who want to vote for this candidate, y'all go stand over there, and we're just going to count you each, right? Seems like a far less efficient method than saying, here's a piece of paper, check which name you want, we'll put it in the machine and it'll count it. But hey, who am I to judge? Anyway, when that happened in Missouri, here is what Fred Wellman, a former Republican and current Democratic campaign consultant, here's what he said. I have a friend who attended the Missouri Republican Presidential Caucus today. They asked Nikki Haley supporters to line up in the middle of the auditorium and were booed and screamed at by the Trump supporters. They attacked fellow Republicans. Feel like democracy to you? The woman who spoke for Haley couldn't stop shaking and crying. It was so scary. So we're not just talking about Nikki Haley supporters getting booed by the Trump supporters. Like, boo, we don't like your candidate. You suck. We hate you. It was more intense than that, according to the report, to the point where some of these people were visibly shaking. They were scared for their safety because of how rabid the Trump people became. And as I mentioned, that's not the only report. Here is Lynn Schmidt, who is a columnist in Missouri. Here's what she had to say. Made to feel intimidated and scared for standing up what's right. Haley supporters were told to line up 2 by 2 in the middle of the floor of the gym, while Trump supporters, who are also our neighbors, booed at Nikki's candidacy. So booing, not so bad. Making people cry, feel intimidated, and scared for their safety, that's a big problem. But this is what Trump supporters do. There is no room in their tiny little brains for any level of dissent. None. Nothing. You either have to show complete and undying loyalty to Donald Trump, or you're a horrible human being and you don't matter. And I am allowed to do whatever the hell I want to you because you don't matter. That is a dangerous mentality. That's the kind of mentality that leads to horrific violence against certain groups of people. Whether it's people of a different race, nationality, religion, sexual orientation, or even political party. When you start viewing other human beings as if they don't matter, they are not part of your group, therefore they are expendable, that's when the horrific violence comes. And based on these reports from this Missouri caucus, we're pretty much there for the Trump supporters. We're there. That is where they are. If you do not agree with their candidate, if you do not like the same politician that they like, then they're free to do whatever the hell they want to you. Now, luckily, based on what I've seen, this did not rise to the level of violence. But if they go forward holding this kind of mentality, there's no doubt in my mind that it absolutely will lead to violence, probably in the very near future.